everybody. Welcome to another episode of the People's Pantry, which is called tonight, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Tonight, we're going to be talking about mental health as it concerns people who have weight loss surgery. Mental health is a big part of weight loss surgery, if you aren't aware. Most of us have to get approved by a psychiatrist to have this surgery. So we just wanted to come with you guys to talk about all of the amazing things that come with weight loss surgery, and sometimes the bad and the ugly. Here, we always want to be open and honest with you about things that we experience. So hopefully you can connect with us in the comments down below. Hopefully communicate and chat with each other so we can know the good, the bad, and the ugly for you. So I'm just going to bring it up and ask everybody how we're doing today. Kid?
Yo, hey, what's going on? It's Kid, a.k.a. Sleepily the Hype. As you can see, man, we fit and fly in this piece tonight. You know, everybody got on something, you know, we fresh to death. You know how we do. We even had the pajama jam and, you know, different themes. So tonight we just going to be fly and serious stuff, man, that's going on. And we're going to have some fun as well, too. So, you know how we do it, man. Chris, what's up, bro?
What is happening, everybody? You already know who it is. It is your boy, your guy, your one and only, Estu Chico, Spicy Bumpy Chris. So I'm ready for tonight. I think we're gonna touch on a lot of things, and I feel like it's good for us to share that information, to support each other. I think a lot of what we say will resonate with a lot of the people that are going through this process amidst all these situations. So I'll turn it over to Lonnie. Go ahead, Lonnie.
What's up, y'all? It's Lonnie. I'm feeling good. I feel tired a little bit. I feel kind of recharged, seeing all y'all looking all nice. And you know what I'm saying? We put on some clothes. Was it a struggle for y'all to find clothes? Like, I don't have clothes that fit. It was kind of a struggle. I had to go with a white tee. Yeah, Chris.
This is my best friend's dress. Yeah, this is a borrowed dress. This is not mine.
It's cute though. You probably the only one that's been shopping and got clothes that fit your ass. No?
Well, this hat is like, you know, I'm going to have to give it up now, man. You know, I paid a grip for this hat. Or wifey bought this hat for me. She paid a grip for it. So I'm like, my head has shrunk a little bit. So, you know, I had to damn near put on a head wrap to get the damn thing to fit right. So, no, this hat big as a motherfucker.
Yo, be like our one of our pantry listeners, Terry. He's selling all his stuff on Poshmark, making all of the coins. So you better.
Yeah, I saw that, man. He making
put that
a grip
thing on Poshmark and sell it, and then buy you one that's, I don't know how size, like a medium, whatever size.
You need to sell this shit.
Yeah,
I bought this at a thrift shop. This is a 4X, and it is like I'm falling out of it. I think I could like slip my whole body out of like the sleeve part.
Well, you know, the good thing, Chris, is that the oversized trend is in, so you look like you're on trend. That's the good
thing.
Thank you. I'm feeling good. I feel good.
You can find a picture of you in that shirt when it fit.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure I
bet
had
it did
one.
not look like that.
No, I was filling it out pretty good.
All three of us, the whole entire pantry could get into your shirt right now.
Yeah, and still have space.
Still have space. I love it. Yeah, see if you can find a picture. But yeah, man, like I feel a little recharged now, being all with, you know, here with y'all, looking all nice, and I still don't have on no pants. Yeah, I know I don't wear pants anymore, so it's the neck up, because down below is the panties. So
well, you're looking real good. You're looking real good.
If I stand up, y'all might be like, God damn, kid. So yeah, I'm in the same boat. I ain't wearing bottoms.
Any sugar daddies that watching, you know, Lonnie will just slide the cash at Lonnie, you know, at the end of the episode, just slide it.
Run it across. That brings us to my rant. That literally slides us directly into my rant. I initially did not have a rant, and then I went to check these follow, because I have like 180 new follow requests. Half of them are sugar daddies or now sugar mamas, because they're also here. But they're not real. They're like fake accounts. They're these like robot accounts. I'm sure all of us are getting them. I'm tired. Like, who is making them? What are they trying to do? Like, are they hacking? Actually, it's your neighbor. You know what I'm saying? He like trying to hack. He hacking into, like, you follow him, and then I think you exchange information, and then they like hack your life or what? Like, I'm tired of those, and then like the African princes looking for wives, or the Arabian princes looking for wives. Stop. Get
Somebody's
out
gonna
of
pay
my.
your way, Lonnie. Somebody's gonna pay your way.
They are. I bet you it's a 14-year-old little boy in Kentucky in his basement taking a break from Fortnite. That's bored as hell. And so he just creating all these stupid ass accounts, these little fake accounts, and he just, seeing who he could find. Like, and even it's a step further. So the fake accounts I'm tired of, but also the accounts who we have one mutual friend or no mutual friend. Who sent you? Where do you come from?
Facts.
Don't request me. Where did you come from? I don't want it. Stop. I don't want it. I don't want your sales. I don't want to drink your tea. I don't want to wear your wrap. I don't want you. I'm not marrying you for a green card unless the coin is right. We'll talk off air about that. But your fake sugar mamas, that's when I send you my Cash App, you don't respond. I don't want none of y'all. Bye. Goodbye. Mm-mm. That's it.
Oh my God.
That's all.
Oh my goodness. You know what? People are out here, Lonnie, and they're thirsty and they're coming in strong.
I know.
Even if they are real people, they have no boundaries whatsoever. And it just aggravates me.
I would be more interested in the real ones because then you could actually be in my Cash App. But like at least the bots are like not even responding, or you know what I'm saying? Like I'd rather be a real one that's actually sending me some coin. I'll send you a picture of my toes or whatever you into.
For Kid and me were talking earlier, and it's kind of like, Kid, what you said. They say, "Hey, beautiful," and then you get the eggplant emoji going on. So it's like, it needs to go to, "Hey, beautiful, what's your Cash App?" That's what needs to happen.
Also, stop using the eggplant because you're a liar. You're a liar. I feel like people use eggplants universally. No, stop it. Condoms don't come in just one size. Okay, so if you need to use like the carrot or even a little onion, you know what I mean? You need to use what applies to you. Quit using the eggplant because the eggplant is not for everybody. That's just an aside from my rant.
I'm over here like, what other could we use? But I'm sorry.
Let me see. I feel like you could use. I feel like I also feel like it don't really got to be that literal. You know what I mean? Like you could use a
potato.
A potato.
Potato.
A thumb. You can use a little thumb because you know what I'm saying? A lot of ladies have been there to experience a thumb. Use a little thumb. Be real with me. Stop lying. You catfishing. You sliding in my DMs catfishing. Cut it out. Use a thumb if that's what we dealing with.
I'm just go ahead.
I've enjoyed this rant with you, Lonnie. I think this might be my favorite rant, especially the sugar mamas.
Kid, do you have any experience with sugar mamas? Sugar mamas trying to slide through.
Kid look like a sugar daddy with that hat on. Look.
Yeah, come here, baby. I got something for you. What you gonna do for this $40? I got $40 and some wings, baby. What you want to do?
Okay, I got that. Wings. Say no more. Look,
I had it ready for y'all tonight.
Foolish.
Oh, yeah.
Foolish.
Where them dollars at, baby? What you gonna do for these wang dang doodle?
Man, I'll do something strange for some chicken. I ain't lying.
Shit. There it is, man.
Good time for us to do Taste It or Waste It.
Yeah. That was a perfect segue. Speaking of wings, so it's all segments are my favorite, really. So it's hard for me to pick. Don't make me choose, guys. We're gonna go on to one of many favorite segments called Taste It or Waste It. So tonight we are bringing a variation of different drinks, food, snacks, whatever is you're tasting for. So tonight I'm having some cucumbers. I got some hard-boiled eggs here. One of them actually is seasoned with the mushroom umami seasoning from Trader Joe's. So we're gonna see how that goes. This is my first time trying it. What do you got, Ash?
I have some carbonated mineral water, and whenever I'm trying to get off of soda, because unfortunately I do still drink soda sometimes, I'll grab this, and then I'll put like a little flavored packet in it, and then I won't feel as guilty about it. So I'm gonna make a concoction. for my taste that I wasted tonight. What about you, kid?
Well, I'm on this liquid diet. Just the last day of this liquid diet because I'm doing some preventative maintenance. All you black brothers out there who you hit these 40s. 45 is the age where you got to get a colonoscopy seriously to make sure you're good. That pre-colon cancer screening, make sure everything is okay. So I got that going on. So I got Gatorade Zero. I've always been a big fan of Gatorades, but never really a huge fan of the Zero because after I had the pre-op diet and came out of surgery, I started drinking them. I really didn't like the taste because they kind of left that aftertaste. But this Glacier Freeze is like one of my favorite flavors. So I'm gonna try it and see what that's like. Yeah, so L Boogie, what you got?
I appreciate your plug for whole health care. And I think that if the show doesn't stress anything else, we stress whole health, everything. And so that colonoscopy is a part of it. My stomach is not really in the mood for anything. Food is disgusting to me. So I'm sipping on this beautiful water. I hope that y'all are getting y'all water in a straw that matches my lipstick.
Hey.
It looks very refreshing, by the way.
That cool, refreshing drink. Let's get it on. All right,
let's do it. So this is what it looks like. I'm trying not to get little umami mushroom seasonings all over my laptop, but it has kosher salt, dried onions, ground mustard seed, porcini mushrooms, button mushrooms, crushed red pepper, black pepper, dried thyme. I don't know.
Y'all, my mama just came in and she's very distracting. Y'all know I live with all the people,
Hey, mama.
Just walked in. They said, "Hey, mama." She's looking under my bathroom sink for a magic eraser to go erase her car. So pray for us.
It's all good. Mom is always welcome on the people's pantry.
Always welcome at my house. Does it taste like mushroom?
It doesn't actually, and I think it's because of the red pepper. I'm gonna definitely taste this. I thought it was gonna be too mushroomy. If that makes any sense. I like mushrooms, but it wouldn't be my first choice.
I never get it because I'm always worried that it's mushroomy. But if you talk about red pepper, that's my jam. I might have to try that.
It's very good. Very good.
Y'all don't look at my booty. You know I ain't got no pants. So let me help my mama, y'all.
Girl, turn around. Girl, turn around.
Shake what your mama gave you.
I'm trying to drop these ones again. Come on.
There it is, Daddy-O.
So I would call this that's supposed to taste it or waste it, huh?
You gonna taste it, Ashley? Now, what is it? I said you're gonna taste it?
Oh yeah, I love it.
What's the brand of mineral water that you're drinking?
Is it called what? Topo Chico? Is that how you say it?
Topo Chico.
Yeah.
You can see your reflection as you walk.
I got this from like a local market store. We have something called Albertsons down here. I don't know if y'all have that up there.
Oh yeah, I know about Albertsons. They had them in Memphis.
Yeah. What would you compare that to, kid? Albertsons?
Albertsons would be kind of like a Kroger.
Kroger, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be like Kroger.
Like a lower brand Kroger.
Yeah, it's a lower tiered Kroger, absolutely. Like,
every Albertsons I've ever been in, the lights aren't great and the floors seem dirty all the time.
Some of them smell like ass.
Why don't they get lights fixed?
I don't know, but they have the seafood at this Albertsons I go to, so I go there for the seafood.
And they have good like their fresh deli. They got like beef and Watson always on sale.
Yeah. So I had got this in the pink Starburst the other week, and I haven't really touched the pink Starburst since. I've only been touching the Sunkist packets. Yeah. So it's a taster for me, though. I like it.
I'm definitely tasting. I have like 300 ounces of water every day, so I'm tasting.
Oh my God.
Absolutely. I'm going to taste this Gatorade Zero. I've gotten acclimated to the zero sugar drinks. First, I wasn't with it because I'd always been a Coke or nothing dude. That had to have the sugar. I didn't want diet nothing. I'm like, nah, fuck that. I mean that. But as I had my surgery, I realized the seriousness of it. Things change. So you get acclimated to the taste on certain things, and this is cool. I can bang with this Gatorade Zero. Gatorade Zero for the win. This Glacier Freeze.
The white one is pretty good too. I think I can't remember what
White
it's called
cherry
right
or something.
Wild berry? No.
Is it
White
wild? Is it
cherries,
the
wild
white one?
cherry or
It's like
something.
glacier. I thought it was like glacier ice or something like that.
It might be, yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah.
But it's a cherry flavor, I think. But I forgot the
They're
name.
really, I think so. It's really good. I didn't realize they had so many carbs in them though.
Yeah, let me see how many carbs is in this little 12-ounce one. This one has
Like 26 in the white one.
This one just got
Really?
1 gram. This one has 1 gram of carbs.
Are you talking
white
about the white one for Gatorade Zero has 26 grams?
Yeah, let me see. I might be lying. Hold on.
Wow, that's a lot.
This
I've
the
been chugging them
zero.
like
This
they're
got
water.
1 gram. I mean, I drink them. It's a good alternative. If you're looking for something. But I've been kind of rocking with those Arnold Palmers. Those no sugar joints that mix with a pack of water.
So it's Gatorade Frost.
Mm-hmm.
It's 21 total carbs.
Damn.
What?
And I was knocking these back because I didn't even think to look at it. And I was
Are
like,
those the
wait a minute.
zeros?
Yeah, are they the zero ones?
Yeah.
So that one bottle has the same amount of carbs as this bag of chips that I have sitting right here.
Oh, those are my
Which is
favorite,
great-
man.
which
Miss
is a
Vicky's
great,
jalapeno
like-
joint.
That's a great thing to keep in mind is, when we're thinking about like how come I'm not losing weight or what's happening, it's because we drinking this little bitty bottle that we don't realize has all the freaking carbs. And it's messing us up. Yeah, this is the zero. 21 grams of carbs.
That's
Well,
wild.
I'm always happy when we have a tasting and we all agree on, this was a simple one. This was a really easy one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So this is going to be my transition into the main segment of tonight, which is what the name of the show is, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And this will kind of just be my trigger warning. If you haven't had surgery, this is just us and our honest opinions. Know that everyone experience is different. So you're going to get the bad, the ugly, but you're going to get a good thing. So each time we talk about something that we might struggle with, Kid is going to come with a coping skill. Lonnie's going to come with a coping skill. Chris and myself as well. I'm going to be providing some research data that you can also look up as well. And after the segment, I'm going to also be providing some tools or websites that you can go to if you are a person of color or not, that you can hopefully connect you with mental health resources if you're experiencing some of the things that we are currently experiencing or have experienced in the past. So who would like to start off on the good, the bad, and the ugly? Lonnie?
Can I just throw out there, I think, Ashley, I text this to you, that it's, I don't know the term, but people of color mental health resource month or something like that. So like July is the month that like we are focusing and spotlighting mental health for people of color, which is super important because I don't know about y'all, but I'm a Black girl from a Black family, and maybe not my generation, but my grandparents' generation, you don't go to no therapist or counselor. Like, you don't do that. Like, what happens at home stays at home. You don't let them people in your business. You don't talk about it. Depression is not real. You know what I'm saying? Depression is, oh, she got something going on. That's not a real thing. Postpartum is not a real thing. You grieve and you move on. So I really was excited to learn that this month specifically, where people were focusing on mental health issues for Black and brown folk, because many of us never knew that it was okay, right? Like, it was okay to experience mental health and what that looks like. So I wanted to just throw that out there. I don't necessarily have to start, but I wanted to throw out there, like, I'm excited that this is this month that exists, because many of us didn't know it was an option to need help, like to need mind maintenance, which goes back to whole health.
And if you think about it as well, too, as like a Black person in America or a brown person in America, there's been so many things that have happened to us culturally where, like, society has treated us wrong where it comes to studies where we were tested or prodded. So I'm not going to go speak to the white man about how I feel, because most clinicians are people that are European. It's very hard to find licensed people of color so that you feel connected culturally. You don't have to explain yourself for everything. And then if you have the Latino community and the Black community, again, is that you only speak to God and you don't go to anyone else with your problems. And you're weak if you go to anyone, and then you make my family look weak if I communicate my business or what we're going through. So there's so many barriers against you that you just either don't deal with it and you suppress it, Are you angry or aggressive towards people that you love? So mental health is just very important. And I'm glad that this month does bring awareness to people of color.
Yeah. I think I think all of y'all had a post or a pre-op psych evaluation, and it was very surface. Like, she gave me a little tablet, an old outdated tablet, and you like go and you mark these things, and it's very like you fit into a box. You know, do you smoke cigarettes? Did you grow up in the house with someone that smoked cigarettes? Do you feel safe at home? It was very like, if you didn't answer no to enough questions, then you moved on. And so I moved through my psych eval pretty, like, I flew under the radar because I knew that, one, I didn't want to have the conversation with this white woman that I did not trust when I have my own trusted therapist that I see twice a month already. And then two, I wanted to have surgery. I wanted to get my weight loss surgery. I wanted to move through that process. So I did that. And I think my program didn't really prepare me for the mental game of post-op. They talked about it and we had conversations. Thankfully, my mom put me in therapy. My dad died when I was 5, and I was in therapy since then. And so I'm a huge advocate for counseling. I went to premarital counseling when I was engaged. When my fiance was killed, I went to grief counseling for that. I believe in it. It works wonders. So I was already talking to my primary care therapist about the transition of like my relationship with food and grieving that. Because I had to grieve food. I had to grieve it and mourn it the same way you would a relationship or a loved one. So I was doing the work already, but I worried that had I not been doing that work, I don't know what it would look like for me today. Like, I don't know how I would feel because I can't lean on food the way that I did at one point. So that was like a struggle, I think, for me. Like, not being upset with my care team and wondering, like, who else are y'all not preparing? Like, y'all didn't prepare me. Is there someone else out there that's not prepared the same way? I had to do the work. I had to seek the help for myself. And there are plenty of people who don't. So where are they? You know, like, having that conversation. What about y'all?
I think you brought up a great point. And thank you for sharing that. I have no words. But I think actually you mentioned this, and looking back at it now, my psych doctor was a white guy, and looking back on it now, had I had somebody of color, like somebody else who was Latino or somebody who kind of connected to me on some deeper level, like culturally, I felt like I wouldn't have had to lie in order to get cleared. Not saying, and I felt as though like I had to lie. One, I'm telling a complete stranger my life story, and two, he's a white guy that really doesn't understand, may or may not understand my upbringing and cultural background and how everything is centered around food, and it's not a comfortable space to be in, right? So I found myself saying a lot of the things he wanted to hear, like clinically. And then even looking back at it now, like my dietitian was a white lady, and I'm just like, we just never connected. She just threw me information, didn't ask me any deeper concerning questions, and I'm just like, and like you said, Lonnie, like had I had that network of care, and I'm very interested in like the resources that Ashley's gonna give, I felt like I would have been truer to myself pre-op, and then that would have carried over had I had a really rigorous or like in-depth psych component to it. And I told you a million times, my psych eval was a complete joke. I just said all the things that he wanted to hear so I wouldn't get denied. But with everything going on now, and I mentioned this in our group chat, that I think about food a lot more now than when I did prior to surgery. And I think I convince myself each day that passes, like, okay, I'm good. I'm okay. I'm stable. I'm in a good mindset. The next day, it's just like, oh man, I fell off the track. I feel like, you know, my emotions are steady, but I just feel like my thought process is up and down, up and down. I feel anxious. I feel this, I feel that, and that affects my eating. And I feel like at some points I eat because I'm bored, and I'm eating to fill a void that my environment is affecting. So, I mean, I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that for now until we circle back.
Oh, absolutely. I'm kind of like ill with the psyche valve thing. I was just trying to get surgery, man. I didn't, but I could go back and think about it. And the lady that I had for a psychiatrist, she was black. And I just felt like, you show me all these pictures, and in my mind, it wasn't really preparing me. Now that I think about it, it really didn't prepare me at all for what was to come behind the surgery. I think it was just kind of a going through the motions type deal, because you show me pictures and then you want me to tell you a story, what I get out of these pictures. So in my mind, you're trying to put me in a box to say whether you're crazy or not. It's not whether you can handle what's to come afterwards. So I really believe that bariatric teams of doctors and stuff, they're going to have to change the narrative when it comes to the psych evaluation, because they need to put it into whoever they're using for psychiatrist wise, that they need to be prepping people to know what's to come. I learned what was to come after surgery, mainly from people like you guys who I started to follow. And I got it, from firsthand experience. I didn't really get in my mind, the dietitian, they're going to tell you, oh, if you eat too much, you're going to, go into dumping, or, oh, if you do this, you could possibly stretch your stomach back out. But as far as the mental capacity as to me being cared, being able to handle as a person who was coming from being a binge eater, a heavy eater, being able to say, hey, man, you can't do this. Enough is enough. Your stomach ain't but yay big now. You can't do this. And I just think that they need to reevaluate, revamp this whole thing and be like, hey, look, because I believe people would have more success. And, they always say, well, it's only a small percentage of people that succeed with this. Most people, after a certain amount of time, gain their weight back. But I think it's all in proper preparation. I think they've gotten more into getting the money and not really caring about the aftermath. Now that they have, kind of released some of the clouds that used to be over bariatric surgery, as far as, the mortality rates and stuff like that, they've got that down to nothing. It's less than 1%. It's not even 1%. It's really less than 1% with the mortality, rate is with people dying from it. So now it's almost like, okay, let's just mass produce it. It's almost like going into mass production stuff. So we're kind of putting people out here, but we're not really prepping them for what's to come. And I think that, with us and the community that we're in, we're talking with people that have came to the town halls and, have been 5 years out and have had a tremendous weight gain back. And they're like, I don't know what to do. I'm at my wit's end. What should I do? And then for them to sit there and listen to people that are fresh and, have lost 100 pounds, 200 pounds, and then are kicking ass, I really think there's some things that have got to change, or else, it's going to always be this way. As far as people that have had the struggle with the binge eating, or the people that may have had some physical issues, or may have been in a certain situation would cause them to eat like that. And if you don't properly prepare people, how can you expect them to succeed?
Yeah. What's so amazing about the research and everything that you said, kid, is pretty much spot on. Data that was collected out of 10,000 people over a 10-year span. It's 25,000 people over a 10-year span, is that more than half of the people had increased mental health concerns or issues because they did not deal with the depression that they experienced prior to surgery. And that of those people, 19% were either diagnosed depressed or had a binge eating disorder. So prior to surgery, like, there were mental health issues that they didn't discuss or work on. So of course, you can't binge eat successfully without damaging or hurting yourself or harming yourself. Unfortunately, research has shown that if you don't deal with your depression or your binge eating and you turn to food or alcohol, 1 out of 6 people that have had bariatric surgery die from alcohol poisoning. The research is extensive. So this is the bad and the ugly. Like, you might be fearful that you might die on the operating table, which is a fear I'm sure all of us had. Like Lonnie, we talked about that one episode. But the fear is that you can die due to your own self and your own vices. All of this from consuming too much, because your stomach is now cut more than 60% and you're still attempting to consume the same amount of alcohol. And if you haven't been prepped with your team, your medical team, your body cannot consume alcohol at the same amount of rate when you had a full size stomach.
It
So you
goes
have to
through the
be
blood.
exactly. It's almost like 3 or 4 times faster. Like your body can't handle it. So that is the bad and the ugly. Like you can't self-soothe with the things that you did prior. So that's why mental health is so important, and that's why coping skills like self-talk, like the things you say to yourself every day is so important. The way that you talk to yourself will determine your day. And if my thought is I am a horrible bariatric patient, then I'm going to eat all of the things. But if I tell myself today wasn't a good day, but tomorrow it'll be better, then I might get my ass up and I might actually go walk. Or I might look at the bag of chips and I don't even want it because I don't feel like doing it to myself. The way we perceive things, the way that we talk to ourselves will lead to positive behavior. And that's what's important. So you have to ask yourself, what does your self-talk look like? You know, and compare the differences. So Chris, when you're having a bad day, what does your self-talk look like compared to when you're having a good day?
My self-talk is on a bad day, it's kind of like, all right, and then it goes back to like making small excuses for myself. And I'm going to be honest, you know, I could say to myself, you know, I had a bad 2-hour Zoom call meeting with work. So for as a reward or as a treat from myself, I'm going to have a couple of cookies. I might have that half donut that's sitting on my dining room table right now. Like, I'm just like, whoa, I don't need that. Like, you know, you got this. Like, stop letting the small things trip you up and just keep it moving. Like, you worked your ass off for what? To fail. And I'm gonna bring this up. The other day I had a dream, and I don't know why this number sticks in my head. I was my size now. I stepped on the scale and I weighed 411 pounds. And I didn't understand why. 411 pounds. 411, that's usually the number to call when you need help. And I was just like, why does that number stick with me for some reason? I wasn't big. I wasn't like heavy. It was how I am now, but it was 411. I was like, this is freaky. This is a sign for me to kind of, not saying that I've been reckless, although there are times where I slip up and I make bad decisions and I can control that, but I just let my urges take the best of me, where I need to kind of reel in the reins just a little bit tighter and tighter and tighter and not let myself get suckered over some careless choices. And I need to be a little bit more responsible. I need to beat myself up a little bit harder if it means whipping me into shape. And I think on a good day, when I do go for my runs and I see Lonnie doing her thing too, and Lonnie gives me motivation when I see her gear up and go outside, it's just like for that hour and a half that I'm outside, nothing else matters. Like a clarity of mind, the ultimate clarity of mind. I feel like I can breathe. I feel lifted. I come back and I'm like, yeah, you did your thing, Chris. All right, let's get in the zone. And then next day will happen. And that's what next day stuff happens to, you know, with my eating. So whatever next day has in store for me. But I've been getting better. So
I wanna touch, actually, you mentioned like all of the statistics around like alcoholism and all of that. I think I was aware of, maybe not so much that 6% of bariatric patients die from alcohol poisoning. I didn't necessarily know that, but I was aware of like the self-sabotage and making sure, you know, the eating disorder. I knew all of that. And so I felt like when I began to experience wanting to binge eat, I feel like I had a toolkit, like of resources to go and get for me. What I was not prepared for was like the body dysmorphia. I was not prepared for that. Nobody talked to me about that. We didn't have the conversations in my pre-op classes. Like, I wasn't ready. And I feel...
We lost Lonnie there.
Is it frozen?
For a second.
Am I back?
Yeah, we back.
Coming back.
Yeah, you're back.
You back.
oh, she's
No.
back.
The quarantine, this COVID internet all over the world, if they don't get it together. But yeah, so I felt pretty prepared for like, if you feel like you need to binge eat, you know, go here, click this. We talked about that. But we didn't talk about what do I do when I get dressed and I look in the mirror and I put on my size 14 jeans, but I look in the mirror and I still see maybe not 420 pounds, but I see 375. You know, like how do I combat that? And so lately I feel pretty strong most days. I feel okay most days, but then there are days where I battle that. Like my body, I feel like I see a different body looking at me than one that is actually looking at me. And they weren't talking about that. And if they did talk about it, I didn't believe it because it sounds so silly, right? It sounds so silly to be looking at yourself in the mirror. Like you're telling me you still see 400 pounds and you looking at this small body. You want me to believe that you don't see that your body is small, right? And so I heard people talk about it and I was like, girl, be quiet. Like you just want somebody to call you skinny. You just want somebody to say that you're thin. And so now that I'm in that place, I'm like, no, like it's real. And I have to literally, the only way to get my mind out of it, I deal with it every single day. I wake up and I feel like I'm stepping out of the bed. There's on that movie Respucia, there's a part where she puts her feet on the ground and it's like the whole house shakes. Every morning I feel like that is what I'm seeing myself do, which is very, very mean thing to do to yourself. But I see that. I literally made my screensaver on my phone a picture of a side-by-side of me to be able to like, okay, you're right. That 420 is no longer you, right? That's not how you look anymore. This is how you currently look. And try and like, almost like try and talk myself out of believing that I weigh 400 pounds because I don't. And I won't ever again. But like that, I feel like that was the missing link, right? Like, so they gave us all the other statistics and all the other self-sabotage and they told us all of that. But I feel like nobody talked to me about that I could potentially look in the mirror and still see April 11th, 2019 Lonnie looking back at me, right? Like, do y'all experience that kind of, I feel bad calling it body dysmorphia because I think that's like an actual clinical diagnostic. And so I've never been diagnosed with it. So I feel bad saying that I have that, but have y'all ever experienced anything similar to kind of feeling like this is not the body that I'm in?
Absolutely. I think for myself personally, and I kind of get on my family's nerves with it when it's picture time. You know, I like to take pictures of myself and see what I look like in different clothing and stuff. But it's almost like I make them take the pictures more than they should, more times than they should, because I'm like, oh shit, I'm turned the wrong way. You can still see that I'm fat this way. And they'll be like, my son told me just yesterday, he's like, Dad, what are you talking about? He's like, dude, have you seen yourself? I'm like, yeah. I said, if I turn this way, I'm still fat. You know, I got to get it from this angle. He was like, Dad, you can take a picture from whatever angle you want. And he showed me an old picture of me. He said, this is not you. And I really had to think about it. And you just kind of brought that home, Lonnie, when you said it, because it kind of pissed me off. At first, I'm like, I know what the hell I'm looking at, and I know this damn picture ain't right. Take this damn picture right. But no, he was absolutely correct. You know, you're seeing something totally different in this picture that I just took, me talking as my son, as opposed to what I see when I take this picture. And every time he takes a picture, he's like, man, like I took a picture sitting down. He's like, Dad, I can't believe how small you are. I'm like, what the hell you see? But I just haven't seen it. And it's almost like, you know, yeah, I see what's looking back at me, but I don't see what's looking back at me. I still see the old me sometimes. And it's just like, you know, you looking at it through, like they say, rose-colored glasses, and you just don't, you know, you just don't fathom it. And then it just takes other people to be like, damn, you know, this is what you look like now. And I'm like, okay. And then, you know, we still... Can we
take a minute just to talk about like support systems? Because
absolutely.
Right, like that is a huge component again of like that, having that whole health setup. Like your son's is like, Dad, are you crazy? I'm looking at you. You know what I'm saying? Like that support system to help flip your perspective when you're like, no, this is Leroy is still here. I'm still operating with Leroy. For your sons to be like, nah, fam, you not. Like that support systems is a major part that I do think some programs stress, but maybe not nearly enough.
Well, now I can say this, that's about the only thing that the shrink said to me. She said, I'm going to pass you on this because I feel like you have a support system at home, because everything that I asked you about, you referenced your family. And when I say your family, you reference your wife and kids. So she was like, I believe that you can succeed because you have your family. And now that much I can say that she was correct about, because I couldn't have done it without them, you know. And my wife has been such a trooper. She has done everything that I have done. I posted a picture today on IG with the side by side with me and her a year or so ago, and I was just big as hell, and I really got a good look at myself, and I was disgusted. I'm not gonna lie to you, I was really disgusted, and I was pissed. But I did my surgery. She did the pre-op diet with me. She's done everything that I've done post-op. She didn't drink for 30 minutes, and she's still to this day. She's like, "Can we drink now?" I'm like, "Damn, you know, you good." You know what I mean? But she's a trooper. She's so much that she's on this damn liquid diet with me right now for this colonoscopy that I have. So, I mean, she could be sitting here eating Applebee's or whatever she likes, Papados or whatever, but she, you know, and I would always stress that you cannot do this without some form of support from somebody. You just won't be able to do it. And I just, you know, I'm grateful that I do have that.
And going more to that, I kind of feel as though this process and this whole weight loss thing post-op, I feel as though we all need to have sponsors. Like when you go into rehab and when you go to Alcoholics Anonymous, they have sponsors that call them, that check in with them, that are right there with them. And some days I could use a sponsor. And I'm talking about someone who was a recovering food addict like I was, who is more mentally stable than I am. I'm learning how to get more mentally strong, but someone who definitely understands what I'm going through. Just say, "Hey, Chris, you okay? How are your food choices today? You doing good? Yeah, good? All right, perfect." And then to go along with that, you mentioned the whole body dysmorphia and the pictures and everything. I feel like whenever I take a picture of myself or do a side by side, I'm just like, some days I'm just like, I don't see it. More of those days, I'm just like, I don't see it. Maybe I'm just like, my glasses are foggy. I need a new prescription or whatever, but I just don't see it. But then when somebody else shows me a picture, they're like, "Chris, that was us when back in whatever." I'm like, wow, I was huge. I was big. But then when I take a picture or like my family shows me a picture, I'm just like, I still see big Chris. And it's just, some days are easier to digest than others. But that body dysmorphia, that whole big then, slim now type of mentality, I hope it goes away. I hope something clicks to where I'm just like, no, I can't keep thinking that way.
Chris, that's actually really genius. The like a sponsor, that's a really genius. The idea of just being able to have, like, it's a step further than an accountability partner. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't even need someone who has figured it out, because I actually don't want you if you figured it out. Because if you've arrived, you ain't no good for me, right? I want somebody who is still like actively, and I think that's how sponsors work, right? Like, it's like, oh, I've been clean and sober for 650 days. You've been clean and sober for 14 days, and we're now meshing and we're partnering together. And I think that's genius. We need to start up like a pantry, people's pantry support group, sponsor cross something. Like, I think that would be really dope. People were interested.
Like a third party. Like I don't want you to know who I am. Like, we don't have to know each other. I just want you to be completely just open and understanding. Like, our family, I feel like they feed us what we want to hear sometimes, and our friends, they tell us what we want to hear. But I'm talking about someone who's like raw, honest, open, third party, who's gonna give it to me straight. Don't sugarcoat it, but I want you to make sure I'm okay. Damn it! Like, check up on me, call me, wake me up out of bed so I can get some goals going. You know what I'm saying? So. Absolutely. Get me to drink my water. Call me at 8 a.m. I want you to call me at 8 a.m. and tell me to drink my damn water, all right? I'll drink my water with you over the phone. That's how accountable I want to be.
Yeah. And that'd be a great thing to have. So until we figure it out, there are definitely a lot of resources, like Lonnie said. And I think that whoever's watching this now, I think that any one of us would love to be that person for you. You just got to reach out. Honestly, like, fear stops so many people. And you don't even know, you might get a yes. Or I'll be like, I might not be able to answer it right now, but like, give me this much amount of time and I'll be right back with you. Like, don't allow fear to stop you from reaching out for the help that you need. So resources that I can provide to you guys today, this are all resources you can Google. The best one is psychologytoday.com. Psychologytoday.com will list every state in the United States, and you can find a therapist or a psychiatrist by race. By race, my girl, by race. So if you want an African-American psychiatrist or African-American therapist, Psychology Today. If you're in that state, click on the state. It'll give you all of the cities in that state. Click wherever you are. The amazing thing about COVID right now with therapy is that there are things called telehealth, or you can have teletherapy. As a licensed professional counselor or a provisional licensed professional counselor, which is what I am, we have a licensing board that has allowed us to provide therapy outside of the state line. So if you feel like you can't even find someone in your state due to COVID and us being able to use Zoom, you can have a therapist almost anywhere in the country or practically the world. So psychologytoday.com. If you only want somebody that's of your race, go there. I shared this with the group because we text each other. There's therapyforblackgirls.com. There's something called therapyforblackmen.org. The amazing thing about therapyforblackmen.org right now is that they're accepting donations. So if you do not have the financial means for therapy, there is a donation account waiting for you to come. That donation will pay for your therapy if you are a Black man or a man of color. The next one that we have is something called the Association of Black Psychologists. So if what you keep hearing is that if you are seeking help from someone, they need to either be licensed or provisionally licensed, because you do not want therapy from someone who only has an undergraduate degree, because they have not gone through the training to provide you the therapy that may come from grief, binge eating. If you are diagnosed with body dysmorphia, you want someone that's licensed so they can teach you from a theoretical approach so that you're getting the appropriate care that you need. And when it comes to therapy, that can also be spiritual. And I wanted to disclose here that my therapist is a spiritual life coach, and she has a master's in theological studies. So that therapy can be from any background, as long as they have some type of formal training, so that you know that they're not messing with you and you getting the help that you need. So I know I said Psychology Today, Therapy for Black Girls, therapyforblackmen.org. But if you Google therapy for people of color, you'll find therapy for queer people of color, because all lives matter, all Black lives matter in the sense of needing mental health. You can find psychotherapists for lesbian, gays, bisexual, transgender, queer. There are national organizations for queer and trans people of color. All of these things are available. All you have to do is Google mental health, African American or Black, and mental health resources for people of color, and you will find all of these directories. And with everything going on right now, with the climate of the world, a lot of these licensed therapists are doing it pro bono. They're doing it for free, y'all. So you don't have an excuse. So there's so many things available to you. And this is the last thing that I'll say, is that self-talk is essential to behavior. So if your self-talk is negative, then your actions will be negative, your thoughts will be negative, your behavior will be negative. It's critical. So give yourself a chance. Don't start the day off negative. Give yourself a chance. You give others a chance, so why not give yourself a chance?
Absolutely.
Before I put this one to bed. Oh, go ahead, Ked. Sorry.
No, I'm just going to say this one statement, and it's just this is something that I learned many moons ago when I was online pledging Phi Beta Sigma, and at the time I was just thinking it was a tool to keep me scared and threaten me with that wood. You didn't hear me say that, but anyway. This was told to me, and this is the honest to God truth. You can take this with you, and this really resonates today. Fear causes hesitation, and hesitation causes your worst fears to come true. Simple as that.
Mm. Can you say that one more time, kid, please?
Fear causes hesitation, and hesitation will cause your worst fears to come true. So what you're fearing, and if you hesitate on it, it's going to happen. It's going to come true. That fear is going to hit you.
I was going to say, Ked, you did what I was going to ask, which was, and Therapist Bay did it too, but what is like one thing that we can give? So, you know, we have our necklace, our pearls of wisdom. What pearl can we pass on to our listeners who are either pre-op and preparing how to prepare themselves mentally, or they're post-op and they're trying to pick themselves back up? So, Kay, we got yours, your quote that we need to put that on the t-shirt again. Therapist Bay, you got your positive self-talk. For me, when I see quotes that resonate with me, you know, people oftentimes repost them on Instagram, like they could be anything. I print them out and I put them around my house. So I have a bunch of little 4x4s. They're framed. There's one in my shower that I shared this morning on my story. But they're like these mantras that I repeat that feel really good to me, that remind me like I am human, and that this right now, what I'm feeling, is temporary. It's that positive talk that Therapist Bay is talking about. But sometimes I don't have the words or the kindness for myself. I need someone else to give it to me, but I got to repeat it. So my words would be, write stuff down, put you some stickies on your mirror for you to be able to repeat those positive energies into your life. Like, we have the power of life and death lie in your tongue, right? So you put that good into the atmosphere, into the energy, it'll come back and be manifested. So say those nice things, print off those quotes, repeat them, get you a mantra. That's mine. Chris, what's yours?
So I have two. One that I always go by, it's short and sweet. It goes, if you want to be happy, be. And that's by Leo Tolstoy. He was a philosopher. And that basically goes, for people that are going through the process, pre-op and post-op, don't deprive yourself. Just because there's been a change in lifestyle doesn't mean that your happiness stops there. Find joys in anything. If you're used to cooking like I am, you know, you want to be happy, be, damn it. Like, I'm going to go make what I wanted to eat, but just a more health conscious way. Be more open-minded, be more observant. And then the second one is, and this is by Winston Churchill, success consists of going from failure to failure without a loss in enthusiasm. That's what success is. So your bad days are going to be bad. You feel like you want to give up. You feel like, why the hell did I go through with the surgery? Why the hell did I even entertain the idea to begin with? Failure to failure without a loss of enthusiasm. If you know you messed up today and you know your self-worth, you got this, baby. Move on to the next day. Brighter days are coming. Go. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. You fall. We scrape our knees. Sometimes we scrape, but we bang ourselves up just a little bit too much. But better days are always ahead. Trust me when I tell you. Trust me when I tell you.
I love it.
And I'll leave it there.
Boom.
That was good, y'all. I'm gonna put this one to bed. That was good. We did get a listener letter in, and that's where we will go right now. Do we have time for a listener letter? I think, Kara, you right time tonight? We have time?
We got time. Oh, yeah,
okay.
We got time. Let's wrap this thing up.
Okay, we're gonna wrap that one up, y'all. We hope that was helpful for somebody. If you have some other things that help somebody else, we are a community. We mean that when we say it. Put that in the comments. Share your pearls of wisdom, your tools that have helped you. If you have a favorite therapist resource or a quote resource, a Pinterest board, send it to us and we'll share it. We are in this together.
Absolutely.
Speaking of the community, we have a very, very long letter. A community member literally wrote us a book. And I am going to read it. I just want to start by letting y'all know that the subject of this week, the subject line says cheating wife. No, put that away. Yeah, put dollars away there today. The subject line is cheating wife. And I have not read this. Sometimes I read them in advance. I have not read this one. So y'all get y'all some popcorn and some water because it's long as hell. Okay? Get your shit. Kid, get your Gatorade. Get ready. So it says, Kid, a brother needs some advice. So Let me begin by saying I love the show. It has helped me in ways you'll never know. I am 1 month post-op from RNY surgery after having backed out 1 year prior. I am married, and my wife and I were scheduled to have the same surgery 1 day apart, with her going first. Well, she went through with it, and I backed out the morning of surgery because I wasn't ready for what was to come after. My wife pleaded with me to go through with it, but I just couldn't. She has had amazing success post-op, losing just over 150 pounds. Good job, sis. She has joined many groups on Instagram and made a lot of friends in the weight loss surgery community while I sat back and cheered her on. So what's my dilemma, you're wondering? Well, I found out by chance that my wife has been cheating on me with another guy from the weight loss community for the past 6 months. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh or smile. This just seems too now I don't want to say familiar because I'm not nobody's wife, but the men in the weight loss community be in them DMs, so I get it, sis. Anyway, they met at a weight loss meetup here in DC after he was mentoring her online. It is my guess that one of them talking to each other daily online led to this. I'm devastated by it, and she doesn't have the slightest idea that I know. Woo! She don't know he knows.
Wow.
Okay. Well, fast forward to last month, and I finally had my surgery, and I admit she was there for me. Congratulations. I haven't said anything about it because I found out 2 days before my surgery, and I didn't want anything to derail my progress. Please tell me how to handle it. I really love my wife, but this betrayal of our vows is damn near unforgivable. Besides, it's not like it was a one-time occurrence, as it has been going on for 6 months. I only found out about it because my wife's boss called one day when my wife was on a business trip for a week. At least that's what she told me. She was to fly to Miami for a week for a conference. Well, her boss calls the house 3 days into the trip looking for some documents he left behind. I played it off, acting like she had stepped out for a bit, asking him about the conference. He told me it was a great 3-day conference. So after hanging up the phone, I was dumbfounded. I go to the bedroom preparing to call her, and I see she left her iPad behind in the study. Well, all Apple products are linked together, and me being me, I looked through her iPad. I made it to her IG account and looked through her DMs and find her messages with this bastard detailing how he was flying into Miami to meet her so they can spend the rest of the week together. I read further, and that's how I found out it all 6 months ago after the meetup in DC. What should I do? First of all, don't ever send an email that long to nobody ever again unless it's work related. First off, that's what you do first. First of all, don't send us no more. I'm just playing. Okay. I feel happy and sad at the same time. I feel like I'm on an emotional roller coaster. Congratulations to having your surgery after having backed out. I did not know that people backed out the day of surgery. I couldn't even imagine. So congratulations. I'm sorry that your wife is cheating on you with somebody from the weight loss community. But that just, man, dudes, actually, we see it all the time. Dudes be in the DM shooting their weight loss surgery shots, okay? Like, I'm not surprised. I don't feel surprised at all. Yeah, man, I don't know if y'all got property or children or assets that you got to split up or what, I don't know. But my first guess is I feel like you have lost your wife. I feel like she has been carrying this on for 6 months. I feel like it could literally be a fling, but the fact that you haven't said anything about it and you know about it and she's able to pretend like you went through a whole surgery where anything could have happened, right? Your liver could have been too heavy because you wasn't on a liquid diet. She let you go through with that, with this burden that she knew existed and didn't say anything to you. I feel like, buddy, what if I'm just gonna throw this out there. What if y'all just chose each other because y'all was each other's only options? And so now y'all have lost weight and y'all are realizing, I don't like him. You realizing you don't like her. And y'all are holding on because y'all were former fat lovers that are no longer fat or in love. It's on y'all. Ashley, Chris, before Ked throw him with some lyrics, I don't know what type of music you finna give this brother. I have no idea. I don't even understand.
Like you said, I just feel like I don't even know how to approach this. First of all, that was a damn long email.
Don't send no more letters that damn long to nobody unless it's about your money, sir. First of all, oh my goodness.
I just feel like because she got her surgery first, she had a head start, and because she had that head start, she was able to. Because he didn't say anything, she was able to get a little bit more emotionally connected to this other individual. And had he nipped it in the bud, there could have been at least something. You could have stopped it somewhere and just said, hey, look, what do you know, just broach the subject, bring it to the table. You got your surgery. I was there. I was your ride or die. Just wait for me. Hold on. Let's wait to fix things. Let's see what this process unveils for us. And I think he might have shot himself in the foot a little bit. It could have been a fling, but had he just nipped it in the bud at the very beginning, I just felt like she might be invested on some level. But who's to say it can't be fixed? So
cheaters gonna cheat. Cheaters is gonna cheat. It was nothing that he could have done or said, whether he came in early, late, on the side, in the back. Sis was looking for it. If she didn't want to cheat on her man, she wouldn't have. If I don't care what you say in the DMs, if I don't have no man, and men be in my DMs, if I don't want you, I don't want you. And that's as a single woman. So I couldn't imagine having taken no vows and now some man is in my DMs and I'm just like, okay, like you mentoring me. How we go from mentoring me on weight loss to now we talking about what's your dick emoji look like? You using an eggplant or a carrot, or like how we go to that? A thumb? Cheaters is gonna cheat. Cheaters is gonna cheat. Sis was prepared to cheat. And that's how I see it. Therapist said, what you thinking? I see you over there thinking hard too.
Pucha. I guess he has to ask himself if it's worth it. You get married and you make those vows and people are human and vows get broken. So are you capable of swallowing your pride and what you feel, you're hurt, which you're very valid in feeling hurt, to make it work with her? And if you aren't willing, then there's no point in dragging out two lives if you aren't willing to swallow your pride and be vulnerable. And if you're not willing to be vulnerable or accept her apology, then like it's over. So my question to him is like, do you want it? So, kid, I'm
I think you should answer that in 150 pounds.
All right, y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this?
I'm ready. Let's hear. I'm gonna go to Spotify.
Yeah, go ahead with your question, Chris.
I have a question. So in the 6-month period when she was speaking to this mentor, did she already she had gotten surgery within the 6 months?
Let me go back to the dissertation to look, but I think so.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, she already had the surgery. Yeah, this is like she's a year out.
Yeah, so she joined the weight loss community because she had surgery. The husband did not join because he hadn't had surgery yet. So he wasn't doing no pre-op lurking, how people do, how I did. So he hadn't joined. She joined the community and made connections with folks.
All right, so I'm going to give it to you.
Okay, go ahead. I
got to give it to him. I got to give it to him while it's fresh. Yeah. First, brother, this is what I want you to do. Fuck her.
Thank you, cousin.
Fuck her. And I'm gonna tell you this is what I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna give you this playlist. This playlist is gonna be live and it's gonna be up there. This is gonna be the People's Pantry Cheaters playlist.
I'm bringing the dollars back out.
Bring them dollars back out. This is gonna be the Cheaters playlist. I'm gonna put all the cheat joints on there for you when you're getting ready to dump this trash that you got, because she's fucking trash. And I'm about to tell you. So what I want you to do, bro, I want you to go get you some. You done lost some weight. I want you to get dap. I want you to get fresh to death. I want you to dress up. You're going to tell your girl, hey, baby, we're going to go out to dinner. We finna paint the town. So, yeah, you're going to take her out to a nice dinner. Don't half-step it. Take her somewhere really, really nice, one of y'all favorite places that's exquisite. You do that shit. Then this is what we're going to do. On the ride home, you save the playlist to the ride home. Don't even let them know what you're doing. Don't even tell her about the playlist. You start playing this playlist. The first song, I'm going to give you only 3 songs off my playlist for the cheaters. It's Cheating Broad. The first song that's going to come on the radio when y'all get in the car, you know, the valet going to bring the car back around. Go ahead and pop that playlist, baby. This is the first song you're going to play. You're going to play In My Bed by Drew Hill. I want you to hear these lyrics. And I know you know it, you've heard it, but have you really resonated with the lyrics? He said, I got this feeling and I just can't turn it loose. That somebody's been getting next to you. I don't want to walk around knowing I was your fool, because being the man that I am, I just can't lose my cool. You just got your life back. We don't need to go to jail. So we're going to keep it 100. But we finna let this bitch know what time it is. And I did say bitch because she's a cheap motherfucker. And I don't like that shit. So fuck her once again. My friends keep telling me about the thing that's going on. But deep in my heart, baby, I hope that I'm wrong. Yes, I hope that I'm wrong. But you know you ain't wrong. You already right because she on some fuck boy shit. She a fuck boy, for real. She's a real fuck boy. So now, we're going to skip to the bottom of the song because by the time this get through playing, she might not catch on, but she might be, oh, this is my jam, Drew Hill. I love Drew Hill. Okay. At the end of the song, it said, now, if you truly love me, then this would not be happening. Sleeping in my bed, messing with my head. Shit wouldn't be happening. If she did, she really loved you. She don't love you, bro. If all it took was for her to drop some weight and get with some other fuck boy who lost weight too, you know what I'm saying? Instead of really just being there and supporting you and trying to get to the bottom of why you bagged out, this is what she did. She bagged into something else. It wasn't no mistake because it's been going on for 6 months. He didn't trip up on the floor and his dick slipped in him. Excuse my French. He didn't trip up on the floor. She opened up for him. She let that door open. She opened up in more ways than one. So fuck her. So my next joint that I got, you're going to play, this is going to come right on behind In My Bed. You're going to play Avant, Separated. Now the lyrics about to get a little deep. He said, every time I see you, I get a bad vibe. Just thinking of someone else in between your thighs. And you thought you were slick, had tricks up your sleeve. But I'm sick of your stupid ass, and I know you tired of me. That's why I say, when we were together, we never turned our backs on each other. But now that we separated, we can't stand one another. This is what this is about to come to. Because once you drop that hammer, this is all finna come out in the wash. You know, because sometimes people, when you call them on their shit, they want to flip the script and then they want to throw shit in your face. So this is what this relationship is going to turn. This is going to turn the corner. Right now, it's all lovey-dovey. Y'all don't want to eat. So this is where we coming to. He said, I don't want to be with you. Put that on everything I own. This is what you tell this motherfucker when she come with you with this bullshit. I can't believe I stayed around that damn long. If I never see you again, I won't be mad at all. Because I believe that you're my downfall. You did me wrong. I thought you were true. You ran out of my life, and I'm so through with you. Fuck her. This last joint, I want you to learn this by heart. Matter of fact, I don't want you to play this. This is what we're going to play when we get in the house. We're going to continue this shit when we get in the house. Because now we're finna get into some OG shit. This is some Godfather level shit. This is from my man. This is some classic shit. I was on the keg. I even got the pimp hat on to talk about it tonight. My man, Orange Juice Jones, The Rain. Y'all know that song? I saw you and him walking in the rain. Okay, I want y'all to go find this joint when we get through with this. I want y'all to find this joint. But he sings the song, but then at the end, he kind of goes into a montage where he's talking to her. You know, she coming in. The shit is dope as fuck. It's from the 80s. It's a classic joint. So the joint, it says, I saw you and him walking in the rain. You were holding hands, and I'll never be the same. So the first verse says, tossing and turning, another sleepless night. The rain crashes against my window pane. Jumped into my car. I didn't drive too far. That moment I knew I would never be the same. Why? Because I saw you and him walking in the rain. So we get to the end of the song. She comes in. She done came back from cheating. He done spied on her. So my man said, hey, baby, how you doing? I'm going to say it just like he said, too. Come on in. I got some hot chocolate on the stove waiting for you. Listen, first things first, let me hang up that coat. Yeah, how was your day today? Did you miss me? You did? Yeah, I missed you, too. I missed you so much, I followed you today. That's right. Now close your mouth because you cold busted. That's right. Sit down. Sit down here. I'm so upset with you, I don't know what to do. My first impulse was to run up on you and do a Rambo. Whip out the jammer and flash blast both of y'all ass. But I ain't want to mess up this $3,700 Lynx coat. You gonna go get fly on her ass. So we ain't fucking up no clothes. We ain't fucking up no fly gear. You done lost too much weight. It's your season, bro. It's your season. So then he said, instead, I chill. That's right, chill. Then I went up to the bank, took out every dime. Then I went and canceled all those credit cards, all your charge accounts. I stuck you up for every piece of jewelry I ever bought you. Yeah, that's right, everything. Don't go looking in that closet because you ain't got nothing in there. Everything you came here with is packed up and waiting for you in the guest room. That's right. What was you thinking about? What was you trying to prove, baby? This is the juice. I gave you silk suits, Gucci handbags, blue diamonds. I gave you things you couldn't even pronounce. But now I can't give you nothing but advice. But you still young. Yeah, that's right. You still young. I hope you learned a valuable lesson from this, you know. And you're going to find somebody like me one of these days. But until then, you know what you got to do? You got to get on out of here with that alley coat wearing, hush puppy shoe wearing, crumb cake. I saw you with because you dismissed. That's right, baby. Silly rabbit tricks are made for kids. Don't you know that? You without me is like cornflakes without the milk. This is my world. You just a squirrel trying to get a nut. Dismiss that bitch. We're going to salute you out of here. With that, baby, that's lyrics to go. Only way we can do it. We're going to go out like some real OGs, my man. And now it's time for the show season, man. And, you know, take it slow. Get to where you want to be health-wise. And then step on out there. Don't just go jump into something because you want to jump into something because of the way she did you. Make sure it's right for you, man. You know what I'm saying? Take your time, do it right, but get rid of her ass, man. Her and that alley cat, hush puppy wearing ass cat nigga that she was with. Excuse my language, but that pisses me off, baby. Because you the juice, baby. You the man. Ashley, let's close this thing on out, baby. We got words of wisdom with therapists, baby.
All right. Words for wisdom is just some simple questions like, are you aware of your ritual? When we were overweight or obese, we had rituals that we used food for comfort. We woke up thinking about certain things and we comforted ourselves with certain things. So be aware of what your ritual is now. Like, how do you comfort yourself? Are there healthy rituals? Is it being in nature, watching something that makes you smile or laugh, talking to that support person or that sponsor like Chris brought up? So just ask yourself, how are you supporting you? We are so inclined to support others, but you need to ask yourself every day, how can I support me? And that's what my words of wisdom for today. How are you supporting yourself?
Yeah, I love it.
So that ends our show for tonight. If you are looking for me, you can find me at VSG_Ashley. Kid, where can we find you?
You can find me at Sleeve Believe the Hype. And you can find us collectively at the People's Pantry 4 on Twitter. You can email us at the People's Pantry 4 at gmail.com. And you can find us on IG at People's Pantry.
I gotta insert with Ked. You can email us. However, don't email us no dog book ever again. We could have got it with just the beginning. I appreciate the details. I'm a detail person, but friend, don't ever send nobody that. Like I said, unless it got to do with your coin, don't send nobody no email that long ever again. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, kid. Go ahead.
Oh, it's all good, man. My boy, Chris, where you at, my man?
If you guys are trying to find me, you can't because I turned it off. No, I'm just kidding. You guys can find me at Spicy Poppy. No. You guys can find me over at Imagine. You guys can find me at Spicy Poppy Chris, all one word, _ Lonnie, where can the people find you?
Man, you can find me at Cash App, $. No.
I knew that was coming.
I am rny.bypass.beauty. And that's it for tonight. We hope that y'all learned something new. We hope that y'all laughed. We hope that you feel a little bit more encouraged and inspired to keep on with this journey. Keep on keeping on. Mental health challenges come about even of the strongest of the strong. You are no weaker or lesser than if you feel like you need a little bit of hugs. Seek help, talk to somebody, talk to us, reach out. We love y'all. Thank y'all. And we'll see you next Monday.